I think that from the understanding, because now let's just take it like this. I believe from everybody in this room, I can probably confidently say that I probably do a lot of more biblical study because I'm on it all day in terms of looking at documentaries, the exotology of it, more looking at the history of it, because that fascinates me. So it's a difference between us and y'all. So you probably don't want me to say it because I'm gonna go probably just down a different line. But to the average person,
I need my stepdad here.
Yeah. Because I'm gonna go a little deeper in it. Because I really, when you sleep, I'm studying. You know what I mean? So I don't know how.
He's a theologian. So he really.
That's right.
I've been getting more into reading the Bible and just learning more about like how God planned this life for us. It's like, he says, abstain from sex until you're married. Oh, that eliminates all baby mama, baby daddy drama. That makes so much sense. So half of it is like, I've been getting more into it.
Mine probably would be a little bit more of the, like I was just watching World War II. They would find, some people would find that boring, but I was watching it for about 2-3 hours because I'm fascinated about that stuff. I was looking at Hitler. I was looking at Germany. I was looking at the United States in their first, where they really lost to Pearl Harbor. So I'm gonna go a little deeper in there. I love those type of things. I'll watch it when people think it's boring. I'll be watching it. You know what I mean?
We saw Star Wars, by the way.
You seen Star Wars?
I've seen Star Wars.
Okay, good.
World War III.
Yeah, that's World War III. It's the finest. But that's just my perspective. Guys, are we live yet, Jasmine? Producer? Guys, listen, welcome to the Roundtable Podcast where, guys, we come and eat. This is a table where we come and eat. You don't hear about it from the through the week days, and it's just Sunday. And before I go forward, listen, we really want you to like this page. We really want you
share this page.
To share this page.
Yes, right now. Thumbs up.
Because listen, we're about to go into a deep topic, guys, and I'm going to keep iterating both ways that we have someone new on the show.
Yes.
Triple threat. Her name is Chloe. She's going to be coming to you with the entertainment part. Guys, listen, we really want you to tune in. Guys, she's going to be talking about things that's trending, things that you want to know about. She's going to know. She's going to talk about it.
That's
you know
right.
what I mean? If it's trending, she's going to talk about it. And we really want you guys to stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
And guys, we're going to post it. We're trying to figure out everything else, how it's going to be posted, when it's going to be posted. But we want you to know that when it's coming from her, it's going to be guaranteed that it's true. It's coming out. Or listen, if it's not, it's their lies, not hers. You get what I mean? So guys, listen, we want you to know that. All right. We have from here on this table, we have Lady B.
Hey, what up?
RW3. I'm still trying to get
Lovely T. Lovely T.
I know.
RW3.
Okay.
He threw me off. Because I don't know. It puts me in that situation where I don't know
It's Lovely
to
T.
say Lovely T. So we have Lovely T here.
It's in black and white.
We do, right. So it's good.
Lovely
we
T.
ain't thinking about what he's saying.
We ain't worried about what he's talking about.
Get what he talking about.
We did RW3.
Lovely T.
We have Lovely T here.
That's the connection with the lovely day.
That's what we do.
Lovely day.
So that's what we
Lovely day.
Guys, we out here in these streets. That's what we doing. And we have our own. Guys, listen, we have Chloe.
Right.
She's going to be bringing the entertainment hour. Guys,
and Antonio, what you going to be bringing?
I'm going to just bring myself like I'm bringing right now. Antonio Bouchel. Hey, listen, I want you to stay tuned for 30. We come on every Sunday.
Yep.
Guys, we coming on. We try to find interesting topics. Guys, listen, if you want to talk about something, if you want to know some information, we ask you to email us.
Yes.
I think the producer is going to put up, at least she's hearing me, she's going to pull up our email information. You guys can email us. Even going off farther from that, you can go to our IG. She's going to put that up. Guys, our IG page, as well as, listen, our YouTube page.
That's right.
Guys, we really want you to like and share our YouTube page. Guys,
Yeah,
listen,
subscribe.
we're
Follow
looking,
us.
that's right. We're looking for 100 people. Listen, 100 subscribers. That's what we need. 100 subscribers so that, guys, we can grow this page. You know, our main audience is Facebook, but we want to push out more to the Facebook page, guys, so that we can be in your home every Sunday or whenever she posts.
Right.
I know there's a day she posts. But
All
guys,
right.
so we're going to jump off into this conversation.
Yes.
That's right.
And I believe the name of this topic is, should Christians kiss and tell? And I'm just playing. Should kiss and tell. You know, is it all right
For Christians to date?
Christians to date. You know, there's so much going on. And listen, I'm going to say this before we even cut into
yeah.
this. I know personally, I'm going to say personally, Christians that, you know, they try to hide it, but they get married. And
Yeah.
we know the dates. Well, you had sex before you got married.
Because a baby just
The
popped
date-
out a month
right,
that
the
you
dates
got married.
The date doesn't lie, people. Look, fam, I'm talking to my family. The dates doesn't lie.
It sure enough
If
don't.
You know doggone
Well.
you get married after 9 months and you got the baby. And that
1
9
month after
months,
you got married.
you was doing that nasty, stinking. You was doing whatever
Before
you
you
did.
got
Why I
before
gotta
you
be
married.
nasty,
Well, I won't say
stinky?
nasty.
Well, we ain't gonna, right.
Well, I'll say it. You were
You were
getting it in.
fornicating.
Yes.
You was getting it in. I mean, but guess what, guys? You don't have to lie to us. You don't have to lie to us.
You can't lie when the kid's in the
That's
wedding.
right, when a kid
Right.
came out. I know individuals this day that the numbers don't lie. Numbers never lie.
The months don't lie to me.
They don't lie. We gonna know you've been out there doing your thing before you got married. Okay, so what do you guys think about that? Come on, let's get
Come on, y'all. Come on.
As a Christian myself, we can just go by biblical principles. If you read the Bible, it'll say plenty of times to just abstain and wait until marriage. Now, whether you want to do that is your choice, but that's what the Bible says. If you're a Christian, you need to read the Bible. You need to at least try to follow its principles.
But let me get into
Well,
go ahead.
I was gonna say
Okay.
with the articles that Lady B prepped us, taking a read at those. I think some of the conversation out there is like the abstinence part is clear, right? But dating itself. So
Right.
if the intent is just when you date, should the intent be to date with marriage in mind?
Right.
Or is it okay to date just to figure out maybe what you like, what you don't like, as long as you're, abstaining from sex?
Can we define dating? Because it's such a loose
I'll
term.
define it. Dating is when you are saying that you are exclusive. You're exclusive to one another, and you're trying to build on this relationship. You're dating. You're taking each other as, listen, I'm with you, you're with me. That's saying, I digress. It's still saying you're exclusive. You are exclusive, and you guys are committed to one another. It's the same thing, but it's still dating. So you're taking each other out. You're finding out what's, each other's interests. It's not a such thing, because there's a difference between an associate and dating, because an associate means that you probably mess around with more than one person, and you guys are in a so-called relationship. But dating is I believe you're exclusive. What do you guys think about that?
I heard that dating was fake, and it's just going to dinner with someone, and I can do that with my boss,
That's right.
with my brother, with my mom, with my
Well,
friends.
okay, so let's change it up. Maybe it's not dating, and it's girlfriend and boyfriend.
Okay,
Yeah,
girlfriend and
I think-
boyfriend.
Girlfriend and
I
boyfriend.
heard that was a man-made term,
Right.
and that you're really single until you're married. So,
Well, there may be some folks out there that say otherwise.
but when you think about dating from the mainstream Western perspective, I guess it does kind of agree with what Antonio
yeah,
is
I mean,
saying.
what about just figuring out? I mean, because people people are presenting their best selves, like in an interview, right? Like you're presenting your best selves. Like for me, I've created my own. This is not research based, but for me, I would say within the first 3 to 6 months, you are not, in most cases, not seeing the real deal. Like you haven't seen this person
At their fullest.
With their guards fully down.
Because we're dating?
Because people are acting. That's why.
Wait a minute. Okay, so
they're presenting a totally different alter ego.
But now, is that really true? So are you saying that
some people,
because we are dating or in boyfriend and girlfriend status, that you don't see who I am and we've been together for like this?
I don't want to say all the time, Tone, because we did have this discussion before where you can know somebody very briefly and they're fully themselves and you're fully knowing who they are. But I just think in a lot of cases, you know, there's past, there's secrets, there's a whole lot that you don't, because you don't know if this is going to be the person you settle down with, you don't necessarily come out the gate like, hey, let me tell you all about me. You do it in time. And so I think that's what dating helps you.
So now let me ask you this, just to answer that point. So can I date an individual and, you know, I'm dating to see if this is the person that I'm going to marry, it being a Christian? Because I don't believe that you should continue dating and it's going nowhere. You should be having a underlying, you should be having something that you say, hey, listen, we're going to be married. But now, can I date? And, you know, we playing, dating, you know, we kissing, you know, we under the mistletoe. You know, we doing all that stuff. Right. Is there a such thing as dating?
Within Christianity, too, I think that's...
Is kissing involved in that?
That's important to keep this conversation within that context.
Well, this is using
RW3 haven't said that. What you think, RW3?
Let me get there. There's some people believe that I can be a Christian and I can still touch lips to you. We can still kiss, tongue, kiss, whatever you want to say under the mistletoe. Is that from a Christian perspective? And I'm considered to still be walking in the rules.
Finish the question, though.
I'm about to finish in the rules that this says that this wouldn't lead to any other activity because we're kissing. Is that involved?
So what is about when he says
believing a Christian is? Because we're kissing.
So
what is that about your passion burning or whatever? If you should get married, you know.
I rather
So let me ask you this though. Let me put this out here.
Things we can.
Just like when people say, and walk with me on this one. Is it a sin being single and for me to? I just want y'all to answer as I continue to live with a woman. Being single, is that a sin?
Sin.
Is that a sin?
No, that's not a sin.
Let me comment.
Okay,
let Chloe say something real quick.
If you living with somebody, if you're cohabiting with someone, and people are gonna be so mad because I know so many people who are doing this, but I speak truth. If you living with somebody and you're not married, I think you're a house slave or a concubine. Because because what is the purpose? What's the purpose? If you living with someone, you most of the time, 99.9% of the time, you're fornicating with that person. So what's the point? You're not married, but you're doing
that's what she did. She built upon the point I was making.
You're doing married people things, but you're not married. So
so let me ask you
you're
this.
A concubine.
So kissing in itself is not the sin.
Yeah, you can kiss your baby, you can kiss your friend.
Scripture doesn't say you can't kiss nobody.
That's the tricky part. This is the tricky part. See, this is the thing.
The sin is sex.
But no, let me ask you this. Actually, not really that, but this is the thing from my perspective. See, God is so wise. He has so much wisdom that he will bring to you that you know that if you kiss, chances are you're going to lust. And chances are,
and lust is the sin.
It can go deeper into that.
Absolutely.
So what he does, he look at you. That's not the sin to kiss. If you can abstain from lusting after this individual,
that's right.
Which to some degree could be impossible. Then you fine. So he let it ride like that. So my thing is, in itself, kissing is not the sin. It's not just sin.
Yeah, it's not the
what's the
sin.
sin?
The sex
The
is
lust.
the sin.
The lust.
Yeah, because
lust.
Judas
Lust of the heart.
kissed Jesus, and that wasn't a sin. Well,
Yeah,
that
you
was a
can-
sin
Oh,
when he
okay,
kissed
because
Judas.
you can just
Everybody.
platonically kiss a person and be like,
Now,
oh,
can
thank
you do?
Yeah, kiss
can
him.
you kiss somebody like you kiss your daughter? Mwah. I
Right.
love you. See you later.
Right.
You. Chances are. I'm just saying chances are. Now, I don't know for a fact. I don't know how you feel. But I believe if you come into Christmas dinner and you particularly have the mistletoe up and you say, hey, listen, I know we were just dating, and they said, put the mistletoe up, man. Give me a kiss. Mwah! You not in that area. Just kissing. And you don't have any.
Well, the
It
articles
depends
that
on how
I
much
read,
self-control you have.
and
That's it.
the articles
That
that
is so
Lady V
true.
set up, they said that there's really no verses in the Bible that speaks directly to dating.
It
Right.
doesn't.
It
Because it's
does.
a
Right.
man-made concept.
God is more wise than that. He's smarter.
Yep.
He-
Yep.
Because let me tell you, back in that time, they were arranged.
Yeah,
Right.
arranged marriage.
Right.
They're arranged based
Yeah.
on their class.
That's right.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was arranged. Then they
So
said, you
wasn't
two
even
are going to
dating.
get married.
It
Right.
wasn't even such thing as dating. They just say, hey, look here.
Hey, y'all gonna get together and y'all gonna get married.
Okay.
So,
as
so
a
lovely
Christian,
T, you
help
just
me-
made that up, and yo,
What,
this,
what
and
did
this
I make up?
you just brought that up
What did I just bring up? I just
about the
brought up.
dating.
What? Okay, so this is what I'm trying to understand. This is what I'm trying to understand. So, as a Christian, how does one go about?
Courtship.
Finding a mate.
Yeah,
It's called courtship.
Okay,
So-
yeah.
so
It's
how
courtship
does that-
in the Bible. It's courtship in the Bible.
But this is the thing. What courtship is?
I'm just supposed to take and accept the first man that reach out and
no,
say,
no, listen.
Absolutely.
I want to marry.
But let me tell you this.
Absolutely.
I've known people who did the courtship process and they didn't marry.
Okay.
And what was the courtship process? They found out that they wasn't compatible with one another. It wasn't a sexual situation, wasn't a kissing situation. In fact, they had
Accountability
they had accountability
partners. Yep.
with them
Accountability
to say, hey,
partners.
listen, I'm going over here. I want you to check on me.
Yeah.
I'm going over here. I'm doing this. So now we're just seeing, and this is how you really know. Actually, I don't down on the courtship.
Is that human? I mean,
No,
so you're telling me
it help your
you're
marriage become better. Because
okay.
listen, you realize that your relationship is not about sex. Which a lot of times we can get in relationships and we build more on the sexual experience than we do on the relational experience.
But you just said lust is also sinful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how can
Nothing's
you be
lust.
with somebody and growing?
You abstaining.
I mean, you abstaining the physical act,
Right.
but you telling me there's no lust there?
No, I'm not saying
It's self-control.
Attraction,
Lust
probably.
is like watching pornography. That's lust. Or lust is like, you don't
I
have
can
no
see this
intentions
person
of
in the
being
bed
the
with me.
person,
Or you
but
can
it's
have
just
me
about
some-
their body. It's not about their mind or spirit or anything else.
You look right, exactly. Now, I'm not saying that you can't lust. I'm not saying that you can't be attracted to someone.
Yeah, attractive
where you
and
don't-
lust is
you
two
don't
different
have
things.
A lustful experience, meaning you want to kiss their lips and you lusted after that. Maybe she, her body parts has developed where you lusting after that. So, but you still understand that I care about this person. So I get that, and I think they both run hand in hand. But
Lust is a very strong sexual desire. That's what lust.
Sexual
I don't know. Yeah.
desire.
But
I
you
think
can
lust
have
can be
that and
lust
you
can be in
still
different ways,
refrain
whether it's
from
food or
that.
whatever.
Right. You can still have that.
Have a strong
But you
desire.
refrain
That's what I
from
was saying.
engaging in
Okay,
that
let me
act
ask you
because
this.
you're
But you don't have
saving
to
it for
have that. But you don't
marriage.
have to have, like, Scripture talks about when a man committeth the sin in his heart. So is he. Yeah. So you don't have to actually commit it for it to be an act of sin.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's
That's
what I'm
a lust
saying.
part.
If you
already
if
done
you're
it.
even in courtship, you're committing sin.
Not necessarily, because there is a perspective, there's rules to the game. So you're saying that, listen,
But
we're
the
gonna-
Bible doesn't have rules for
courtship,
dating.
Not necessarily.
Because dating is
But
fake.
let's look how deep it is. It's
made up.
Listen what I'm saying. I believe that you still need to have courtship in terms of if this the one for you. I'm not talking. See, we put the label that part of dating is sex. We made that label.
That's man-made.
Yeah, that's man-made. God didn't make that up. So for me to take you out and me to say, hey, let's go out to the show. Okay, so we enjoy each other's company. We got some physical attraction because it has to be right. But I'm willing to say that I don't want to push that off on you right now because I know that we're not married. Because I keep that in perspective. So I'm looking at you, she's desirable, he's desirable, but we have something in common. We finding out these things because sometimes
It's just getting to know each other.
Sex can be a little bit more.
Sex is a spiritual.
So sexual. So you're
Yes, it
telling me
is.
that
Experience.
Christians can date as long as they don't have sex, and then
Right.
they're still
Exactly.
honoring Christianity.
That's right.
Yeah.
Sex is it.
That's right.
That's what it is.
Now listen, even if you don't use the Christian perspective on it, do you believe that will make a lot of relationships better? Because
Yep.
now I'm not blinded by the emotional part of sexual activity.
Yeah.
Now there's men and there's women out there who say, I don't want to be with you because I don't know how you are in bed. And if you are good in bed, then that can help me in this relationship because I know what I'm coming home to, and when it's time for us to lay down, I know what I'm getting out of this relationship. You do have people that's like that.
Yes, you
Okay.
do, but that's ignorance.
It's a lot of people out there
Yes.
because they might
Yes.
say, "Oh, you ain't good. I ain't."
Yeah, right.
People are not like cars. You don't have to test drive them.
Right before you buy.
No,
And that's just a chance that you
Not.
take.
So if
that's not what it is.
Lovely T got a different perspective. Come on, Lovely T. Because the way you,
no, I was just saying like
Lovely T,
I
would
don't
you
know,
marry a
so
man
you-
that you've never been with intimately? Yes or no?
what I
Marry a man that you've never been with intimately. Keep it 100.
Well, I guess that depends on how much of that makes a difference.
Hold on, that's why I'm asking her.
But some people
Would
don't
you?
even plan on getting married. You know?
Would you?
Would you? Would she put
Would that be a factor? Would you
they
want
would
to
have
know?
to be fantabulous, like
But would you want to know
Fantabulous as the
what that would be? You would be
As a person?
interested,
I mean, okay, put it like this: it wouldn't be the determining factor,
but it's a factor.
but it would. I mean,
You would want to know.
I would perhaps want
But
to
the
at
only way
least
you
know
gonna know is
the
that you done
package
tried it
deal
out.
I'm
Listen,
getting.
she want to know the package deal. She's getting.
She want to test drive.
What you
it.
gonna tell
No,
that nigga?
I'm not saying
Package
all
deal.
of
Package
that,
deal.
But I just want to know what's in the package of all of the person that I'm saying I do for the rest of my life.
I guess what I'm saying is that so what you're saying is that you still gotta put out
No, I'm not saying it has to be.
because that's all you don't know. And I don't
You wanna
care.
see it.
I don't care.
Honestly, you want to see it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Tell the truth. That's what you said. Would you like to see
You're
it?
not about to put me in a
I don't care if you 10 inches long.
You don't know how to work
That don't
it.
mean you don't know how to
Right, you don't know how to
work
work
it.
it.
So my
Right,
thing
that's
is,
true,
so
that's true.
it still go back to the fact. Does that make a difference?
But if you working with nothing,
Oh my goodness.
And you're a
ain't
Christian.
no motion in the
But how
ocean.
you gonna know? How you gonna know?
That's
She gonna get it in.
no, I'm not.
She just trying not to.
That's not what I'm saying.
You know,
What's
dog oil can't be
interesting?
bought.
What's interesting is when you look at statistics, and now they say that couples that move in together are more likely to separate or not stay together. You know, because they kind of did that way too early. And when you think about God's principles of marriage, and what a lot of people don't understand is that marriage is a holy covenant. So you have to be some type of Christian to or at least understand Christianity to understand the real idea of marriage and what it was intended to be.
Nah, Chloe,
And
I'm
what-
gonna throw
wouldn't
this
that
out
be a
there.
factor?
Throw it out there.
Throw this
Chloe
out
just
there.
broke it down to you. Go ahead.
So you're saying if you're not Christian that you can't get married?
No. I'm saying you have to understand some type of Christian concept. You know, Muslims people are married. I'm sure Buddhists or atheists, I'm sure they get married. But when you get married, where do you go to get married at? The church, right?
Well,
So it's something
Or a courthouse.
or a courthouse, but it's still on the premise of
I'm
the way
just
God
picking with you, Chloe. I'm just-
has. No, it's okay.
But now, is it based
challenge me.
on selfishness? Okay, so let me just draw the conclusion of self. Just draw the conclusion of self. So now, if you're wrong. Let me say, and that's from the belief because we talk about Christian. If you're saying from a Christian perspective that listen, I need to know how good you are in bed. I need to know, your personality.
What's your package?
I need to know the whole 9 yards. Can you say that?
Credit,
you kinda
everything.
like, as a believer,
Credit.
going by what the word says, that you're not walking in faith.
I mean, I think it's so for me, I guess I have to work through that because there's a reality, and
what's the reality?
So what did our bishop used to say? He used to say that he wanted his daughter to marry someone that, like he would say something about make sure you have, the man had his stuff together in terms of financial and
but you will know
things
that
like
through the
that.
courtship.
Yeah.
You know that through the courtship if he's well together.
Well, but
now,
that's what I'm saying. You're saying
you
courtship is okay. I mean, again, I think what you're saying is as long as you don't have sex, you're good. You can date and still uphold Christianity or Christian principles.
Yeah, because dating is simply just getting to know someone. I can go out to eat with whoever and sit them across the table. That doesn't mean anything. It just means we went out to eat. But if once we, if you are, fornicating, then that's a whole different story.
And
Some people, they put it all under one umbrella, like dating is this, but they're just,
what
confused.
if you put another piece on that, Chloe? What if you say that if we did become intimate and that become a trap? No, not trap. It become you get pregnant.
And then boom,
from that mistake,
you're a single parent.
Because you're trying this out. You're trying to see, I don't know. Yeah, maybe this. Boom, Nate. I'm pregnant. And you really didn't want to be with that person.
Right.
But ideally, nobody chooses to be like. Not too many people want to be single parents. It's just something that the way it panned out. A lot of people would rather. Most people, they'd rather be married, especially when you have kids involved. So the only way you can have a kid is to have sex.
Right.
If you don't want a baby, don't bake a baby. If you're not sure if you like that person, you probably shouldn't have a baby by someone that you hate,
Or even just, so getting deeper into it. I know individuals, I don't want to ever say names, that, they feel that it's fine to date and they're believers, they're Christians. But see, the only trap that is, and I'm going to be honest, I even tell my daughters this. Listen, why would you put yourself in a predicament that you say that you're waiting on your husband and this individual, you're dating, but now y'all sitting there, and let's be real about it. If you kiss him, you already know, let's go deep in that kiss. You tongue kissing, come on. You going deep in that kiss.
You tonguing them down.
You doing the whole 9 yards because it's not a such
you
thing.
Hitting
You just
uvula.
You are. And now it's becoming a little bit more aggressive for you, where your body parts begin to speak to one another. So now you're putting yourself in the potential of being sexually active. Why would you even want to put yourself in that predicament? Why, as a believer, you would say that, I'm going to, it's fine for us to kiss, knowing that it's going to go deeper. And what if he say, hey, listen, let's go back to my place. Watching the movie, you put the movie on, nice movie. Now, he done stuck his tongue down your throat. Yep. Now y'all done going so deep in this where you become, it's the potential of you. Why would you want to do that to your body? Well, now you're saying, I want to go all the way. Whether it's him or her. So God even knows that. Why would you put yourself in that predicament? That's why he would say that. I don't believe that you should be in that position where you be calling yourself boyfriends and girlfriends. Maybe you should just court where there's responsibility, there's accountability where people can be able to talk with you.
Are men held to that same standard? Because
he's talking about everybody.
I'm just clarifying.
But
let me be honest.
Because oftentimes that expectation is placed on women.
Well, it depends on the
men
people.
can go out and.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you.
So there is.
But let me tell you that I know, and I'm not going to speak names. I know different church. I know a church that used to be where accountability for the men were big. Where these men came to the other men and say, I'm holding myself accountable. I want you specifically to be accountable of me. So when I do something, I want you to know about it. So you can help me to say, hey, listen, bro, I don't
it's getting kind of late. I think you should go on home.
Yeah, it's getting kind of late. And I know people in church who I actually do that. I'm not gonna say names. So it is, and I was a part of that group.
Okay.
Even though I'm already married, but they taught you other things about what the man's job is, chivalry and different things like that. Because I think that men need to be accountable of one another, so that they can held that higher standard. Because the woman's just gonna follow the man,
Like a sponsor in NA or AA.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen. And I think that you need to have more men that's involved in those groups, because if not, you're gonna put yourself out there. Chances are you either gonna get somebody pregnant or you're gonna be really hurt. In the end, you're gonna be really hurt on both ends.
Well, well, I guess it's an individual thing. I was gonna say, is Christianity like strong enough in this day and age, though, to where those that want to uphold Christian principles aren't just totally ostracized? And like, is there space for that kind of dating in today's world?
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, it is.
It is. For those who really want their marriage to work.
Right.
And they're saying that I'm tired of marriage being based on he or she is good in bed. You know, instead of saying, I want to know your mind. I want to know what kind of person you are. I want to know that we can abstain a relationship based on our mindset, not our body.
I want to know
that's so
your
true.
name.
That's strong. I mean, we deal in pleasure, and that's all it is. It's just about pleasure. But what about if me and you, because think about it. What if something happened to that individual? They can't perform the way they used to.
What's the time frame?
What do you mean? Dating? Courting?
Yeah, like how long do you court?
2 years.
2 years?
At least 2 years.
Don't
At
tell-
least.
Does it matter? Does the
2
age
years?
matter?
Lovely
So,
T.
like,
What
That's
about?
tone.
I'm
Don't
saying
pay
at
attention
least.
to
I
that.
said at least.
I don't know.
No, you don't think that 2
think
years?
it's an art, not a
You don't
science.
think 2 years? Hold on. Listen
like
what I'm
a
saying.
date.
Yeah,
I'm
time
saying-
frame.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying the max.
okay.
2 years. I'm not saying that you should date 2 years.
Yeah.
I'm saying
I thought you said
there's some
minimum.
people. There's some
'Cause you
people
can figure something
No,
out.
there's some people. I know some people who said that they met each other, it was a connection, they married the next day.
Now, does
So I'm not saying-
engagement
I'm
cross?
saying the
Does
max.
engagement cross over
That's
a
engagement.
particular?
You can place that.
Because
in
you
there,
can't
too.
be engaged for no 5 years.
You gonna
I
know,
know
the
that's right.
Listen,
Why
you gonna know
Yes,
the
you
truth.
gotta draw
What?
the line. Or I just feel like it's not gonna happen.
Say what you gonna say. What
Right.
you say? What was it?
If you was engaged, it don't take you 10 years to figure out somebody is or is not gonna marry you.
That's right.
Okay.
Oprah and Stedman is too long.
And then if you're
Oprah and
engaged,
Stedman is too long.
Right.
okay, recently, if you all
She knew what
know
time.
who Drea is from Basketball Wives, she was engaged to this NFL player, Orlando Scandrick, around 5 years. Right? So she's doing all these interviews. Yes, this is my fiance. This is my master fiance. She moved in with him. Of course, they got a kid already. 5 years go past or more. And then boom, she just posts, we split. That's my ex-fiance. Because if it takes you 5 years to figure out it wasn't money, because they both got money. It wasn't money, wasn't the thing. It doesn't take you that long
That's what I'm saying.
to figure that
Why
out. It's
would you
probably
wait?
not gonna happen.
But why
So
would you
is
wait
it not
5 years?
possible for two people? Maybe they're both coming out of bad marriages.
No, not that they dating.
But go ahead.
Okay, I'm just saying maybe they're coming out of bad marriages
Right.
and they both come to the conclusion like marriage is not something that
They said they
I'm
was going-
interested in.
But I
So
thought
why
you
So
said
date?
because I'm
engagement.
Christian,
Why date?
She said engagement.
because I still want companionship. I'm jumping. I still want companionship. I
Right.
still want.
Then that's your friend.
I like
You can have a friend.
But
That's your friend.
okay, that's your friend. But the question is like, so now am I going against Christian principles, right? Because I'm dating this person.
Without purpose.
That's your
without-
friend?
Well, what you
Without a
I guess-
goal?
Well, it's
No,
what
you
you're doing in the
you kind of
relationship.
step into the role of like a marriage, but without the.
Can I say,
legal
it's
documents.
Tone, is this a fair statement?
Go ahead.
I think, because since we're talking about the Christian cocoon, okay? I don't think anything we do that's connected to God is not without purpose.
Right.
Right.
So I don't care what it is. Right now we're talking about relationship. So I don't think we can use the moniker Christian dating with some infinite I don't know where I'm going.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't think
should know
we
where
can
The
connect.
goal
That's a
should be
secular
marriage.
concept, okay?
Yeah, that's right.
But that's not a Christian concept
concept.
because
Yeah.
there's nothing connected to God that's without purpose.
That's
Right.
It's just it
But
doesn't
what
it
if your
doesn't
purpose
vibe.
is just lifelong companionship?
Well, you're
But
in the
that's
wrong-
marriage.
that's not-
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless you're my friend.
unless you don't
Like he
have
could, as my
sex.
friend, I feel I could be lifelong.
Yeah.
You know,
But we
BFF.
talking
Right.
about the intimacy
Right.
Right.
involved in that.
Okay, so if that's the only,
That's probably
That's the
only-
big thing that
Look at your
constitutes
finger.
the
Look at your
marriage.
finger.
I know, I'm like,
So what do you believe about
that's
that?
the only thing.
What do you think about that?
I mean, God is right. I ain't about to go up against.
But
God.
we just talking about the
I'm
Christian
saying,
part. We're not
I'm
saying
not-
that's
I'm
not a
not-
sex.
I ain't got a
We're not
clue.
saying that's not a secular concept
God
that
gotta
people
try.
walk in.
Right.
That's fine. But that's not a Christian concept. I'm just going.
Right.
I just came out of something, and we just gonna be together, and we just.
Well, see, I'm gonna say it like this. Let's put God in this area.
Because you can be kind of waiting for a person to
Step up,
Well, the sex ain't got nothing to
What
do
you
with
waiting on?
propose.
Talk to us.
okay, I
Does the
digress.
sex have anything to do with that?
No,
Because
it's not.
let me say it.
Sex out of
Okay,
it.
sex ain't got nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so my thing is this: we look at God as this strict Hitler.
Yeah.
It has to go this way. No, God just doesn't want you to make the mistake and put yourself in a predicament because He already understands what's going to happen down the line. So it's not about this situation where you can do this but don't do that. He don't want you to fall. And a lot of times, now I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna use the word sin. When we fall to sin, we become more guilty than you believe God wants you to believe. You know what I mean?
Right.
We become in condemnation.
We put ourselves
in condemnation more so than Him. So when that act happens, we feel like we just the lords of the earth. I might as well continue. I might as well continue to go even lower because I know He looking at me wrong.
Right.
I mean, so it's more. It's not Him. It's more you. So He don't want you to be put. He don't want you to place yourself in that predicament.
Right.
So God's more wise to say, listen, you shouldn't even go down that route because I already know what's gonna happen. If that happened, you're gonna look at yourself. Now, then you got those people who just devils and they believe they
And
can
they
go
cool
ahead.
with it.
Yeah, they cool with it. Keep on moving. Now, that's a whole
No
nother
morals,
mindset.
no
There's
standards.
mindset.
We not talking about them.
Yeah, especially from the Christian perspective. But I'm saying
From the Christian perspective.
So, can we say that Christians, it's fine for Christians to date with limitations? Should there be limitations?
Yeah.
Well,
those-
in the article, it said, going back to your point about, anything that is God is with purpose. One of the articles was saying that as long as one of the articles was saying as long as you keep God first.
Right.
The other article was saying as long as it's with the intent of getting married.
Right.
It can't just be, I'm out here just, like you say, infinitely without a purpose.
Well, I mean, there's rules to everything. Okay, so let's say this. Okay, so God wants us all not to be in debt. Let's use that terminology. He don't want us to be in debt. Okay, so now, what if you in debt and you believe in God to deliver you out? That doesn't mean that you sit there and you pray, God, bring me out of debt. God's going to give you the wisdom, I believe, to bring you out of debt. Maybe that may be paying off certain bills, doing something. But now, from the perspective of the sexual situation, I'm believing God for a great husband, a great, wife or whatever. But okay, I want to play it by His rules. Maybe it may be that He's saying that, listen, you don't have to be sexually active, but you can find out who this person is to see if there's somebody that you want to be with. The pleasureful parts I'm not part of. Yeah, I'm going to say that's up to you. You got to make it work. Even if you married to somebody, y'all got to make it work. Make it pleasurable. Do what you got to do. Put on a wig. I don't know. Put on some heels. Line your hair. I don't know what it is. Get what I'm saying?
And I think doing that process is interesting. I like the way Chloe says the getting to know. This is the thing I think. It is just, I'm a huge timing person. When you meet someone, it may seem visually, the only thing we see is visually, we might have a conversation. We might have an initial connection. And I think, it doesn't take this extreme amount of time because if we're meeting if our timing are the same and we're okay with being honest and getting to know, and we're sharing, we're being honest and open. Like I met this individual in January of 1 year. April, I said, you know, I love you. We said we was in love. June, I was on one knee with a ring. I mean, in December that year, I was ready to get married. I just said, I'm ready now, and this is a person I'm prepared just to share and be open to. I'm about to change my number. Baby, it's you. I'm in love with you. I don't want nobody else. And this is how I'm trying to walk in this. And then I proposed her that particular year.
That's right.
And did you do it in the Christian, the abstaining?
Right.
Did you do it? And you don't have to answer that.
Right. He took too long to answer that.
We do another example.
Because in that question, I made the assumption that you.
Right.
Yeah, we were just talking about Christianity in general, not each person.
You know, you missed your call. You should have been a lawyer. So guess what I'm saying? She should have been a lawyer. So my thing is this. Now I know a couple who that actually happened to. They seen them that week, and they said that God said that's your wife, and they got married. It wasn't a thing where they
speaks to you.
Yeah, they weren't sexually active. They said that God said that's your wife.
And so, do you think people rush that so they can get to the intimate part?
I think those who are tuned in to hearing from God, maybe that's different from those who aren't. But my situation is that they've been married. They were married for like 30-something years. He passed away.
And this is my thing about in terms of. When I think about that scripture, it talks about it's better to marry than to burn. I believe that.
It's better to what?
Married to burn with passion.
Burn with passion, basically. I really paraphrase it. My thing is, that's not just me. Oh, I meet this woman. Let's get married because I don't want to. No. Once we've established, okay, I'm the one, you're the one, we want to get married. So continue to walk like this. Since we know we're going to get married, and say we're going to get married a year from now, and our flesh is out of control, maybe we need to bring that up some. Yeah. You know, maybe a few months. It's better to marry, not right.
That's right.
And that's
bring it up.
That's right.
Move the data.
Oh
yeah.
So you yeah.
No, but you bring it up. No, it's not rushing. No, I'm just saying rushing. You bring that up. Well, we've already agreed that we are getting married. We just not. I just met this woman 2 weeks ago. Man, you sexy. Let's get. You know. You know, some woman, you know, that's what I mean.
It's just to avoid the whole 5-year engagement thing.
Right.
Because if you come from Paul's perspective, it was based on them not burning with passion. Because if it was him, his beliefs were no one should marry. They should just serve
Be as
God.
I am,
Just serve as God. So it was based more on that passion for was burning within you, that lustful desire, and that's what his conclusion was to that matter. So I guess my thing is that all I'm saying is that even though that negates dating, my thing is that if you can date and you can be truthful with yourself in that dating to say, listen, I can withstand. I'm not going to allow this to be a temptation to me, where one day I may get weak and fall into it. Next thing you know, we in some other kind of stuff, and now I got some babies on the way. Now, if you can do that, then I don't think there's nothing wrong with it.
Which is unrealistic. Generally, it's just
it's a lot of drama.
Yeah, it's just
like Tone said. God is giving you these directions to save you in the end, because it's nothing worse than to be binded with someone by a baby that you just, just can't stand. It's not that, I mean, like, people nowadays, I think a lot of people are like really confused and didn't have the right person to model that idea of marriage for them. So they're kind of, they don't get it. But
round table, we just walk. Y'all know we do. We straight. We do that.
But a baby is
Elena,
forever. If you have a baby by somebody, you're bound. You're linked with them forever. It doesn't stop when they turn 18. So why have a baby by someone who you don't even like, who you're gonna despise later? So it's like,
but you can do all those steps and still end up with somebody that you despise.
That's true. But if you went divorce, if you're married. But if you at least if you're divorced, you get an alimony check.
Not always.
But there's still some things set up when you're married that you just don't get as a girlfriend and a boyfriend.
I just think, and I know that we're talking about in the cocoon. I like what you said, in the cocoon of Christianity. So that's why I'm digressing a lot here. But in reality, I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying
In
What it is.
today's secular.
in today's secular world, with all this sexual fluidity and amorous and
It doesn't last though. That's what I noticed.
I don't know. There are couples that like homosexual couples that could not legally get married for years.
That's another
And they
podcast.
were,
topic.
Yes.
and they were together. I'm just
It
saying,
is.
like,
We'll be here
I
all
am
night.
going
Yes,
there. I
it
am
will
going
be.
there because I'm staying in the world that we live in. And that's why I was asking the question about, is Christianity big enough, strong enough to where if you want to date in a Christian way, you have space. But I guess you do.
If you wanted to, I mean,
You can.
Christianity,
You can do
God
whatever
is
you
big
want to.
enough. If you want to,
Yeah.
He has the sustainability for you to do anything He says you
And
can
I
do.
think that's why a lot of people who do fall weak to the flesh and who find it extremely challenging to walk the straight walk, in a lot of cases will say they're spiritual and not
Religious.
religious.
Well, to me, I think
religion is
Sex is
dogmatic.
spiritual.
I think
It's
it goes to
dogmatic.
those who apply. So what do I mean by that? When I mean they apply, I mean with this belief system, there is something called sacrifices. So the only way you can sign up, if you believe, and that's the analogy. The analogy. You have to first be a believer, and in that believing standpoint, you have to be in the perspective to say, "Hey, listen, this is the sacrifice, and I understand. I understand it's a sacrifice, and in that, I'm willing to say that I denounce this in my life. I don't want to be a part of this society in there. I mean, there's a part in the Bible that says that love not the world, neither things of the world. For the love of the Father, not in you. So what does that say? That means the association with those things that apply to the world. So we know that sex is a big one in terms of relationship. There's men who would tell you, and some women, I'm not getting involved with this joker until we become sexually active. And if I
Then
know,
that's how you can weed people out.
Right, that's how you weed them out. But that's their perspective.
And that stuff doesn't last.
right.
Like, people don't stay.
Right,
This whole stripper mentality, it doesn't last.
Right.
It ends in being, you have a baby by a
Tragedy.
person, but you can't even
ST.
have a.
That's right.
You can't even sit and have a conversation. It ends in you going to court to figure out who keeps custody of your kid.
That's right.
Yeah.
They too busy looking
Yeah.
at you to say, hey, I don't care less what you say. I want to just get this thing going on. And if it's good, then I want to keep you. So, guys, what do you
Wow.
think?
Come on,
What do
guys.
you
We need
think?
some comments
guys,
now.
comment, leave it. Even if after the
Yes.
show, we don't really
Yes.
mind. Just let us know. What do you think? Do you believe in this society, the pressure that's on? Do you believe that it's okay for Christians to be in a relationship, knowing that there's some consequences to that? Whether it be needs being met. Majority is probably what it is, not being lonely, and I got to do what I have to do. And you have some people out here who's desperate. They will get in a relationship as believers, and they a lot of, I don't want to use the word low self-esteem.
They don't want to. Some of them don't want to feel like some people don't like to be alone.
On Christmas,
I've known some people
Thanksgiving.
personally, like they get married and then they'll get a divorce and they got married again, got a divorce, got married again, like the third and fourth time. I personally know people, they don't want to be
They
alone.
don't be alone.
That's the only thing I can
the
conquer
Bible-
from.
Does the Bible say something about once you're married once, like you can't ever get, like the only way you can get
that's a
married
whole nother
again
podcast,
is
too.
if
That's a
the
whole nother
person
podcast.
dies or something. Is that it?
Yeah, it is
So
in
you're
there.
not supposed to have
adultery.
money?
Yeah.
Or having an affair.
Yeah.
Or having an affair. It is. That's the perspective. That's in there. It is in there. I mean,
I know
Good
a
thing
few-
he's a forgiving God. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, and
Right.
the thing is,
That's
you
true.
have to have faith. Like, the whole thing about Christianity is having faith. So you can't believe in God if you don't have faith. And you just have to understand that God is bigger than all of that. He can
Right.
do,
But I
exceedingly
think a lot of
abundantly.
people, I think
above-
I think you'll find a lot of people, like if you did a survey, will say they believe in God, but it is the Christianity, which is the dogmatic part, which is the rules part, that people tend to be like, well, I can do this.
Some things they pick and choose what they want to
pick and choose what they want to do. Like, this is not a sin if I do this little bit, or if I do that.
But
you know
on the inside what sinning is. We can all agree that we don't like to be lied to. We don't like people to be killed. We don't like being stolen from. But even if you're an atheist, you feel that. Now, the 10 Commandments.
But you know what I think is sometimes, not suggesting this is what you're saying. I think sometimes it's unfair when people sometimes they correlate, being with God and sometimes I feel like a conflation of rules and being with God, right? Because my thing is, here in society, right, we go to work, there's a expectation to be under that, in our secular government, in street lights.
Right, absolutely.
So my thing is, but when we get to God, we start feeling some type of way. No, walking with God, there's an expectation as well, just like any other aspect we walk in life. So people put... it's rules because anything else.
Right.
Or if you get your check, there's expectation.
Right.
In order for you, whatever it is that you're doing, there's an expectation. But now as God, all of a sudden, we want to say, these rules, you trying to keep me bound. And I agree with what you said, Tom. I mean, like you explained it earlier when you said, he's not, you explained about not doing this or not doing that. But there's an expectation he still has. Yeah. Right. But he gives you the tools to be able to walk it out.
That's right.
But he still has to give you, there's an expectation.
That's right.
So that's just me.
Yeah, I mean, guys, this is one of those things where this is one of those things that.
So we got a comment.
Okay.
It's okay to be in a relationship as a Christian. Just be equally yoked, as the Bible suggested.
Who was that from?
Toya, and she had another one too.
What else she
said? She said, but God has given grace for when you get a divorce. Sometimes we marry the wrong person, being anxious and impatient for God to send you someone.
Hold on, Tom. Let Toya kicking it to you, Tom. Thanks, Toya, for kicking it to Tom.
That's right. But no. I'm in agreement with you. Because what I'm saying is, though, but see, this is the situation. Some of the times that it's because we didn't take the time to court that person. To know a person is going to show you themselves.
You're right. All
you got to do is stay
the course. 3 to 6 months. You're saying 2 years.
Whoa, no, I'm saying 2 years should be a max.
2 years max.
If you ain't found out a person in 2 years, then you pretty much need to go head on. So I guess what I'm saying is that I agree with her.
Well, you should know a person real soon.
You should know a person real soon. But that 2 years is a window with giving you a chance to understand who this individual is. Because they're going to show their real self once in a while. If you haven't seen it in 2 years, then y'all need to, you got whatever you can get. But what I'm saying is, I agree with her. I totally agree with her. You don't know, but see, that's the problem. Sometimes we get in these relationships, and a lot of times it spawns off from dating. Because we were boyfriends and girlfriends. We were in sexual relationships. We were just being married without license. A lot of times it's that way. The majority, I'm banking. I'll roll the dice, put 100 on it. Majority of the times that happens because we were in this we just didn't have the license. We just didn't have license. We were sexually active. We were doing everything else we did.
Cooking and cleaning.
Drying,
washing, folding clothes.
Everything.
It's a jip if you ask.
But I'm going to say this.
You say it's a jip.
It is.
You're a house slave.
That's right.
Ooh, wow. That's really deep.
I'm going to say this to all my women. All my women is on social media. Listen, please. Give yourself the chance. It doesn't matter if that Christmas come up and you don't have that man with you. Listen, if you have someone that's potential and you think that person can make it, stay the course. It's going to take some sacrifices because listen, I don't know anything that's going to come out perfect without being put to the
sacrifice,
fire. Gold, which is just gold. Gold is not going to be put through the fire unless, it's not going to be consumed to be perfect unless it's put through the fire.
That's right.
And I'm not saying your man or your woman is going to be perfect, but I am going to say if this is someone you want to deal with because you put them through the fire. You know what you can take from what you can't take. Now, I don't know if
That's
anybody
so
trying
true.
to talk about
Yeah.
You know. You already
Yeah.
know. You know you're out.
I think what it is people they kind of have low self-esteem to an extent where they don't want to be alone and they think something's wrong with them because they're single. But you first have to understand there's nothing wrong with you. You're already whole. It's not like you're a half and you have to find another person.
Right.
And I think you have to kind of talk to God about things.
Yeah,
You know,
that's so
have
true.
a conversation about God and be able to like listen back to God and see, is this the right person for me? You know.
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. Wow.
Well, and I do believe secular and Christian walk that you should come to the table as much of a whole person as you can, so that it's two whole people walking the path versus depending on, because what you create is a codependence or a codependent type relationship, which can become toxic.
That's right.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Toxicity.
That's right.
Toxic relationships because you're too anxious to be single. You got to get with any Joe Blow on the street, and you jump with the wrong person, and you know, and it can drag you down.
So
And the
that's
biggest
why
thing-
when I start my counseling, you guys can come and see me.
That's right.
Prepare yourselves
That's
for
right.
relationships.
That's
And you
right.
know what? And this is and we're gonna give you this one for free. I like that. When we talk about the continuum of, like you said about the relationship, you have one end of the continuum of being independent. We're talking about coming to a relationship, which is not good. Being in a relationship, being independent is not good. On the other end of the spectrum, you got the codependency. What we're looking for
It's in the middle.
interdependency.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to pay y'all for the rest of that, so we ain't gonna get no more.
Right.
They can come to the session.
There you go.
We're gonna
Yeah.
announce a workshop in the next couple months.
Yes, we are.
But you should
The
know,
round table
But you
workshop.
should know
Right.
that. But you should know that it's common sense that if I'm so independent in our together relationship, that's a problem, because you're not
Absolutely.
giving a room. You're not giving room for your mate to have any space in this lifestyle. And then it goes. If you too codependent, like we used to. You know, I was with the health department for a long time. You know, we had to take a class, and one of the things we used to say that, you know, you're not helping the person if they're codependent on you. If everything they do is a reaction of what you give them or what you do for them, then that's an unbalanced relationship. You have to help them to help themselves. You know, that's common. That should be. I'm gonna be honest. I don't need to go to college for that. That should be common sense to you. That you understand
sense ain't
that
so common nowadays,
Yeah,
though.
that's true. That's true. That relationship is not going to work. It's not going to work.
Yeah.
It's meeting between the two.
So I have a question for the
Go
married
ahead.
couple in the
Go
room.
ahead.
What would you say showcases your marriage in the Christian walk the most, or like the loudest? You know what I mean? Like if somebody
understand. Say it
saw
again.
y'all, they would be like, "Yes, that's a Christian marriage."
I don't know if they would see it as a Christian marriage. It's more if they would say this is a marriage that's willing to work.
Okay.
I think it's more about that. That
Yeah.
it's a marriage that's willing to work,
work.
because
That's true.
You know, in our relationship, I know the significant other was God. You get what I mean? Because what happens is, I use this terminology. Tosh, you went out on the screen. I don't know
got
why.
it.
One of the things I used to always say, you probably don't know these people, and I'm throwing their name out there. It's Kenneth Copeland. He used to make a statement. He used to say, he said, I was one day arguing with my wife, and my wife got the best of the argument, and she went into the next room. I'm kind of paraphrasing, and he said, "Lord, you see what she did? You see what she said?" He said the Lord told him, "All you do is worry about you, and I'll take care of her." So what does that mean? What I'm saying is that
Right.
in your relationship, that there's going to be a time when you learn to deal with you individually.
That's right.
She learned to deal with her, and I learned to deal with me. We become a perfect pair because we
Yep.
learned how to take us out of the conversation. It's not about what you did, it's not what she did. It's about us working on ourselves so that we
That's
can come
right.
together
Talent.
and be better for
Yep.
one another.
Okay.
I'll give you something that I've observed.
Okay,
That I
yes,
think is
okay.
a good Christian value.
Great.
We've done multiple projects together. Tone being married, when we take on, say, female artists or female people, and me, you know, being alone, he leans heavily towards me to be that interaction. Not he ain't even saying gonna do no. He's tempted, but he said, Warmack, talk to this person, or Warmack, you kind of deal with it, or his wife will, you know, deal with that person as opposed to him. And I respect him for that. He'll be like, Warmack, did you talk to so and so? Did you talk to so and so when it's a female, whatever the case may be? Disrespecting them. Not saying she don't trust them or anything, but he purposefully will get me more involved when we're dealing with, you know, females of the opposite sex, or they're collectively. Very rarely, like since I've known, I've never heard of me and so and so met. Not without them or without me and him. Okay. I've never seen him interact or meet with a female that we've been working with without them two, all three of us, or he and I. At no point ever in the last 10 years or whatever. And I respect him about being purposeful and started. Like no woman could say, "Oh, Tone, well, I was there, I didn't see that," or she would be around. So that's what I've noticed. One thing I think is very, I guess, Christian-like. Yeah, you know, we're gonna say that.
Okay. They play a part in it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I just think that is a thing. Whereas, as being men, you know, there's accountability. You know, if she's not around, then what are you going to be accountable for? And, you know, if you've been learning out from some people that've been in bad situations because there wasn't an accountability person there to say that I can vouch for this person. If this person wasn't vouch, you lying. You know what I mean? And I learned that. You know what I mean? You know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I appreciate Warmack noticing that, but it is what it is. I got to take the accountability for this. And the thing was, in your mindset, you got to say, I don't want to hurt her. I want to make sure that I'm doing what I can do, the best I can do, and vice versa. You know what I mean? In that perspective, because I care about our relationship. And, you know that I think now, to be honest, I think that's a God thing. Do I see big booties walking up the street? Of course I see big booties walking up the street. And I'm gonna keep it 100. I see them walking up the street. But it's not about, and I'm only saying things that I was saying in front of her. I see big booties all the time walking up the street. But that's not the perspective. The thing is that how I react to what I see. Because I see attractive women. But I can turn my head and say, no, that's not what I'm about. I'm not saying I don't see it, because I do it. She see fine guys, nice looking guys. I'm quite sure she do. But it's the perspective that I care about my relationship and how. And then I got a son. I want him to see the same thing so that he one day can take his wife. Well, she should be a white woman. I think he's going white.
That's another podcast.
That's another podcast. So we got to wrap it up, guys.
He might deny it, but I know I understand the truth. But it is what it is. But guys, listen, we thank you.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning.
If you have watched, we thank you for watching. And guys, listen, we want you to subscribe.
We'll get a comment right now, but
what is the comment?
We love the comments.
We love the comments. Keep coming.
She said, "Is it okay to be in a relationship as a Christian? Just be equally yoked as the Bible suggested?"
Yeah, I think we heard that one.
See, that's the thing.
She said, hold on.
What's your name?
It's Toya.
Hey, Toya. Now, what's the question again?
She just said, "Is it okay to be in a relationship as a Christian? Just be equally yoked as the Bible suggested?"
What does that mean, equally yoked? See, a lot of times we get that word equally yoked. Equally yoked means that I believe the Bible just like you believe the Bible. That's all it means. It doesn't mean equally yoked means that me and you, and that could be a trap to some people.
Well, that might have been the old one. I think this was the newer one. Good job, Tony. The Bible says abstain from the appearance of evil.
That's right. Don't let your bad be spoken evil of. That's what the Bible said. I mean, I think that's just the perspective. Don't let your bad be spoken evil of. Make sure you're taking all of the different statuses that you need to do in order to make it work right.
That's right.
Guys, we appreciate your comments.
Thank you, guys.
We're going to move forward.
Yes.
Guys, next week we're going to have a great conversation. We want you to tune in.
Tune in. Don't forget.
What time?
4:30 p.m.
1600 for military folks.
Don't forget to like and share the video, y'all.
Yes, hit that note.
Listen, I want to shoot this out, guys. We got the best crew that we can have.
That's right.
Educated. Listen. If you want these guys to come to whatever your venue is, let them know. Reach out to Lovely T. I got you. I got
RW3.
RW3.
We got
next week I'm gonna have what is it? It's Twitter and what's the other one?
Instagram. Speaking of Instagram, follow me on Instagram
There you go.
at So Chloe Rook. at
follow.
SOCHLOEBROOKE.
Oh, wow.
I got something for y'all.
It's going down. Guys, listen, it's going down. Reach out to and listen, I'm gonna tell you this.
Reach out.
You know, I don't really like to throw it out there, but I'm gonna do it this time. Listen, guys, if you want information on how to help you with your business, you know, how to digitally move your business, contact Bushell Media.
That's right.
You know,
Spell that.
Lady B, go
That's
ahead with that.
www.bushellmedia, BUSHELLMEDIA.com.
And we'll help promote your business. We'll help put it on social media. If you want to be a part of this podcast, if you own a business, and guys, reach out to us. Go to our email at, what is the email?
Yeah. Go to right now, BushellMediaInc@gmail.com. We'll get the other email together later.
Yeah, we get that. Go to that email. Reach out to us if you have a business, whatever it is that you have. We will check you out, see if it's interesting to our community, and if it is, guys, we'll love to have you.
And
on.
I think I have a Twitter.
Okay.
I think I set it up last week. It's either Twitter or Instagram.
Okay.
Oh,
Real
wow.
Robert RW3.
This is serious now.
Twitter.
Slow it. Say it again slow.
What is it?
It's Twitter or Instagram, one or the other.
Well,
my
is
goodness.
Is that a
Real
Twitter?
Robert.
Twitter's the bird.
Real Robert RW3.
Y'all, this is midlife.
This is serious from Robert.
this
Real
is
Robert
very
RW3.
serious.
But next week,
Okay.
I'll let you know which one it is.
All right.
Oh, wow. All right.
Congratulations.
Search them on
Congratulations.
both just in case.
Guys, listen,
All right.
reach out to all three of these individuals.
That's right.
I'm serious when I say that. They can be a help wherever that is in your life. You know what they do. We have counsel. I mean, listen, just reach out to them.
That's right.
Get to the. In fact, next week we're going to start posting their information up in terms
Yes,
of
we
their
are.
emails. So in terms of what they do, and if you like to reach out to them,
The
We're
Instagram.
gonna have a little bio.
yeah, bio,
little Instagram.
bio. Exactly.
Instagram.
Exactly. No, exactly. We're gonna do a bio because we're gonna have a website so that you would understand who these individuals are.
Oh, yeah,
how
and then they can
that's
click on our email
You can click
from
on the
the-
emails,
That's
right.
and that's what we're gonna do with our producer. She's so talented. Our producer. She's gonna be pushing this and making
That's
this
right.
thing happen. God bless her.
All
heart.
right.
Oh,
And
it's
everything.
Twitter. I logged in.
He
It's Twitter.
got
Oh, okay, he got
Twitter.
excited about that. Woo.
Yeah.
All right.
So shout out
Okay.
to a lot of people you don't know that's already here in the office, and I just like to shout out to our fake daughter, Erin from she's
Am I
from
supposed to put a picture or
Arizona.
something?
You know, we
be a
want to
picture
shout
up
out
here?
to her.
Erin.
Ask Chloe,
To
'cause
Lexiana's in the house
I
today.
can do the socials.
You know, we shout out to them. It's a lot of people you guys just don't see from.
Shout out to
and we
my son.
shout out to the
Shout out,
son.
shout out to my 14-year-old at the house and my 18-year-old.
Yeah, we got
Hey,
them out here. But
I know they
those
watching.
that's in the house.
Shout out to Elena.
Elena, she's here in the house.
Robert.
We respect these people
Shout out
because
to the
they have to sit here while we go through this. And guys, we shout out to them and to the producer who helps make the cameras work and the audio and all that great stuff. The Lord Thirst that you see, that's the producer. I don't want to put her name out there right now, but sooner or later we will.
All right, guys.
But guys, we
Have
will
a
see
happy
you.
New Year.
Yeah,
Happy New
groovy
Year.
Listen,
Yes.
New Year's
Happy
resolutions. Did we
New
do
Year.
those?
But
Did we do those?
Happy New Year. Do we all believe
Those
in
are
resolutions?
cliches.
Do you believe in resolution?
You got every day
No,
to make a resolution.
Whatever
Right.
you get
Wait
a
till the
chance.
new year.
This to my black people. Look up the word for hire.
I gotta go to the bathroom.
Go ahead. Do what
All
you
right.
gotta do.
You know
For
how
hire.
we do. Florida.
Yeah,
we just do
You
it.
just
yeah.
do it.
We'll
Guys,
order a pizza.
We see you soon.
Right, we
And
should
our
have ordered a
producer-
pizza and ate some pizza.
Our producer is cutting us now. So
That's right.
We talk to you soon.
Peace.
See you in 2020.
2020.
3 strikes, I'm out.
2020 vision, baby.
RW3 thing out.